What's up, guys? Mark Bursteiner here with Android Police, and I get this question all the time, literally all the time. What's on your phone? Well, I thought this might be a cool opportunity to get an idea from you guys and see what you think about this notion of sort of the make it work factor. I almost kind of want to call it something, but it's basically when you get an OEM device that has a skin on it, how far do you kind of have to go to really settle in and be happy on it, you know, to sort of get it either as close to stock as you like in terms of UI and UX, or just to whatever it is that you do to settle in on your device. So I thought I would show you what I do, because I spent a few hours over the weekend settling in on the S7 Edge. So let's start right here on the home screen. This is Nova Launcher. It's the one I've been with the longest. I have a ton of backups in here. It's incredibly powerful. You're going to notice basically right off the bat, I've got a number of icon packs installed. That's a big sticking point for me. If you're a designer and you can't bring yourself to make icons that look like they belong on Android following any of the guidelines, I'm going to replace your icon with an icon that actually looks like it belongs on Android. So please, slaps on wrists for you designers, just make it look like it belongs here. So I have had excellent luck with Moonshine, Candy Cons, and that other one that you just saw on screen. In terms of finding icons that work. Airbnb, great options, great, look at that. Look how much better that looks. Same with Yelp, Mint, things like that. So pretty into icons. I prefer things to look sort of uniform if at all possible. As you just saw, these things right down here, these are the things that I use the most, but they're not just icons. Boom. Folders, right? So the things that I use the most are available at a quick tap. If I need to change a light or something behind me, I can do that off and on, no problem. Same thing with all my games. Lots of games, that's not even all of them. Things that I watch, any kind of media consumption, things that I use on a daily basis, and this is more kind of utilities and things like that. Along the bottom, phone, Chrome, Hangouts, app drawer, inbox, sync for Reddit, name that changed, and Sonos. You can see Sonos' icon is also changed as well, because the other one looks like crap. Plus, guess what? Nova Launcher also lets you do swipes on other icons as well for other things. So swiping up on Hangouts takes me to my Discord. Swiping up on Sync takes me straight to the camera, which I usually don't really need because the double tap works so well and so fast. Hi, how are you? So I also use that. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to call her, but if you swipe up on my phone right here, that actually calls my wife. So I have a bunch of things set up here so that it's exactly kind of the way I want it. In terms of widgets, love using Feedly for my news. Basically, every time I unlock my phone, I get another news story. It's really nice. Feedly's the way to go for that. Phoenix for Twitter. Big fan. Love the AMOLED theme. Love the widget. Works really well. Calendar widget, which is basically empty because I've been incredibly lazy lately, so don't be mad at me for that. Notes on Keep. We've got the best podcast app that you can buy, basically. This is Pocket Casts, iOS, Android, web. It's just the best. Plus, if you pay for a subscription, it syncs your place in all your podcasts. It's the best app that you can get for podcasts, plus the guys behind it are just awesome. I was not paid to say any of that. It's just my favorite app. Google Play Music for music, because I really don't like Spotify very much, but that's a separate video. Google Play Music is great for music. I love that it has Android Wear support. I love that I can upload my own tracks there. Makes a really big difference for me. Over here, we've got a folder for food. I don't know what service I'm going to be using at any given moment, so I don't have a cover set up there. And then on the third page, I've got series guide, which is what I use to keep track of all my TV shows, Broad City, Better Call Saul, Daily Show, things like that. It lets me know what's airing next, what's already aired, if there's a new season starting soon. For example, if I scroll down far enough, you'll see Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones is starting soon, right? Over last icon, this one is only here because it has to be, and this is kind of going to lead us into the sort of S7 side of the equation, because everything from this point has really sort of just been setting up Nova Launcher. But on the S7, they hid the ability to scale the DPI, which makes a really big difference for me. I love information density. The more information that I can see on the screen, the better. Up in the notifications area, you'll see this is not the normal TouchWiz look. I rearranged my icons up here. I prefer to have those 5 accessible. And in the settings, you'll see this theme is much nicer than the stock TouchWiz theme, which I'm not crazy about. Most of these themes are pretty garbage, but vanilla just seems like it does the trick to kind of get darker, get a little bit more, I don't know, closer to stock, I guess, is what I'm really going for in terms of look and feel. I realize it's not actually stock. The other thing that I do is once I'm set up on devices and I've kind of removed everything that I know that I don't want, disabled the apps that are bloatware and hidden the apps in the drawer. You can see the drawer. I try and keep my drawer as clean as possible. I don't like having anything that exists elsewhere also in my drawer. So once I've done all of that stuff, I dive a little bit deeper into the device's features that it offers that are just on this device, or at least just in this ecosystem, and I enable and disable the ones that I think I'm going to use that'll give me the best sort of experience when it comes to augmenting the way I like Android, instead of just using it the way the OEM wants me to. Yes, during reviews, I do use it the way the OEM wants me to for a while, but in terms of long-term usage, that's how I'm going to use this device, so I want to see how it's going to feel when I start using it in that perspective, right? So I turned on Edge Screen, and I actually really find that I like it quite a bit for Apps Edge. I use the ones that I use the most in Apps Edge, so when I'm looking at Twitter or something like that in Phoenix, I can bounce over to YouTube, check how a most recent video is doing. When I'm in YouTube, I can bounce straight to the Play Store if someone makes an app recommendation. That's what I find myself using these for pretty frequently. And then I also use this a lot. The Edge Screen Weather, I just like it there. I use it more often than I use a pull down in here for Google Now. I use it more often than I would just open up Google Now. In fact, it's just so much faster to just swipe that open, see, and then swipe away. So I try and set up all the things that the OEM has offered me that I think that I might use, disable the ones that I think are useless. And that's really kind of where we land. On the S7, this is where I've settled in. This is where I feel happy. This is where I feel like the device has kind of become mine. I would love to hear what you guys do. What's the first thing that you guys do on your devices to kind of settle in and make it feel like your own? What's your launcher? What icon packs do you use? Answer all of these questions and more in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, you can hit like. If you want to see more, you can hit subscribe. I don't know what that trance that I just went into was all about, but I had fun doing it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be kind to one another, and I'll catch you in the next video.